What is cracking, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of GKDR. I am your host this evening, Garrick B. Eaton, and we're going to be talking some things. We're going to be talking some things tonight. I'm basically
talking things.
I've basically arisen myself from the dead today, just long enough to host this podcast, and joined with me along this little journey this evening is I'm deciding who I wanted. I'm debating who I wanted to introduce first. Is the guy who wasn't supposed to be here, and then he was here, and now he's here for sure, Mr. Ernell Pearson.
Until he can't be here.
Until he can't be here. Yeah, watch it like 30 minutes into the show, like some shits. I gotta go now.
Shit.
Like,
yeah, my bad, guys. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and turn this off here. No, just kidding. What's poppin', boys? Shark Day for Press 2024. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. It's been.
Yeah, it seems like it's been eventful for most of us.
Yeah,
not the good kind of eventful. It's not a great Monday. Or wait, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday, pal. Yeah,
I've been asleep all day.
Ain't it?
I've been asleep all day, so it's still
It's Tuesday, ain't it?
On the plus side, I do have some good news. So I have my wonderful soda stream right here. You'll notice down here there's a weird looking stuff down here in the bottom. It's because I used some Mio to kind of give it some flavor. And then decided, you know what? Today's the day. So I broke up 2 popsicles and stuck them in there as well.
Wait, why?
Yes, I got
Just cuz?
2 popsicles. And here in the bottom of my little drink.
Okay, hold on.
That looks
Hold
like
on.
very
Hold on.
dehydrated
Hold
piss
on.
that you're drinking.
The whole idea of those machines is to produce a healthier alternative to commercial sodas. It defeats the purpose entirely. If you put two fucking popsicles in it.
Yeah.
What flavor were the popsicles though?
What was that?
What flavor were the popsicles though?
Blue raspberry. And the beverage
Both of
was
them?
cherry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah.
It looks like dehydrated piss.
So you basically
How?
it's
pink. It's red.
It does not look red to us. It looks like
red.
yellow brown.
I know exactly. To me, it literally looks. It's the exact color of when you get a red and blue icy and it melts. It's the color it is.
Yeah. See, there you go.
It's
Dehydrated
like purpley
piss.
red.
Yeah. So yeah, dehydrated.
Dude,
piss.
what?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What pee are you seeing that's so severely hydrated that it's purple?
It doesn't look purple on my screen though. It don't.
Oh, sounds like someone needs to do some color correcting.
It looks like dehydrated piss with like a tint of blood in it.
No, dude, it literally I can see like
Jesus
the blue.
Christ,
Are you drinking like past urine with kidney stones in it?
No, it's water. You asshole.
Oh my god.
Jesus
dude.
Christ, man. This guy is real salty about my
Apparently,
sweet
we're
drink.
also joined by the guy who needs to get his fucking eyes checked. Brevin the Dude. Devin Stanford.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I probably do need to get my eyes checked. There actually is I'm not gonna lie, I've spent a lot of time on my computer these last couple months.
Yeah, sure.
There are times where I've gone to read something and I'm like, do I need glasses now?
Yeah.
Do I need glasses?
We're at that age, man. We're at that age. You either find out or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm once I start working and my benefits kick in with this new gig, I'm gonna go look into that. It's not like oh shit, I need them. It's like that's a little harder to read than I remember that being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like kind of right there.
That's how it starts, man. I mean, I wouldn't know I've worn glasses since I was 5. Basically, this is all I've ever known. But but Storm, dude, I remember he was in denial for years about reading about needing glasses in general, man. And I remember we were out driving one day and I was just like, all right, you need to make a turn. And then I just listed the street name and he fucking missed it, dude, because we were like driving down the road, man, and the fucking street sign, he had to do like one of these, and like that's when he could see it, bro, was as we were passing under that shit. And I was like, oh hell no, dude. And you're behind the wheel right now, my guy. And I'm like, you're getting glasses. Like, this is I'm like, I'm not, like, I'm driving home. First off, fuck that. You couldn't even read the street sign until after we were passing underneath it. No way.
Yeah.
See, so don't be that guy, Devin. Don't wait till it gets
I'm
that
not going
bad.
to. I'm gonna go get it checked. But I am not going to pay full price for it.
Well, no,
That's
you
fair.
shouldn't.
Yeah, you
honestly,
shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that to
because
yourself,
this shit's
yeah.
Dude,
ridiculous.
no, I'm gonna have them really good bennies though. Like I'm gonna have them good bennies.
Those are good bennies, man. Get those bennies.
Get them Govy bennies. You know what I'm talking about.
So did you
Commie
officially
bennies?
get the? Did you find out today? You one way or the other?
Oh, dude, I'm like
It's official.
I
Yeah, he
am
texted
in
me,
the
dude.
final
He's
stages.
in
I'm
it, yeah.
going and getting my fingerprints done on Friday.
Oh, good, awesome. Excellent.
You never answered me. What are they gonna find? What are they finding? You know what I'm saying? Like
Nothing. Doesn't mean I haven't done anything. They just ain't gonna find it.
Okay.
Good old record expungement.
Record? There is no record. That's the thing.
Don't
That's what I'm
criminalize.
saying.
Don't
Good old
criminalize
record
yourself
expungement.
live on stream. You know what I'm saying? Don't say too
There's
much.
no record if you've never been caught.
Oh, that's fair. Your record, it doesn't have to be expunged if it didn't go on anything in the first place.
Unfortunately, I've been caught. Unfortunately.
Oh, I know. Both of you guys. Look, I've only been pulled over once ever in my life and got a ticket once. And it was just for having expired registration, which they didn't even put on my record because it was my first offense in like 12 years of driving.
Bro, I had a literal until I was fucking 18. I had a felony theft misdemeanor because I borrowed had the receipts, had the text messages, dude. Literally was just like, hey, we're skipping school, can I borrow your bike? But the school cameras were just like, that kid doesn't own that bike, and the school press charges.
Wait, was it a felony or was it a misdemeanor?
No, it was a felony. Well, it's a felony misdemeanor.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like a class C.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Literally, it was the dumbest thing ever. I remember having to go to
What an expensive bike if it was a felony. Jesus Christ, man.
yeah. Like it was. I don't even remember. It was a big deal. Because like they made me go to like one of those classes like that you have to like those corrective course classes.
So here's how you don't steal a bike, sir.
They're like basically they're like, what did you here for? And they're like, I borrowed my friend's bike. I fucking told them that. They're like, well, be honest. And I'm like, I am being honest, you fucking assholes. And I was just like, this is exactly the scenario, man. And then they get like, we're going around there. It goes like Alcohol Anonymous, basically, but for teenagers that stole shit. And like, dude, the fucking kid next to me, like same age as me, dude. He's like 16. He was just like, yeah, I ripped out an entire car stereo system. And I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here.
Dude, the court that I had to go to for my expired registration ticket, everybody like next to me were like going up for like DUI charges, like multiple DUI charges and like causing accidents and stuff like that. And like I got up there and the judge was like, your registration was expired? I was like, yep. They're like, have you fixed it since then? I was like, yep. And they're like, they like lowered it by like 60% and like said, yeah, if you pay this, you know, within this amount of time, we won't even put it on your record. And I'm like, okay. That's literally the extent of that whole situation for me.
I'll tell you what, I tell you about mine, but I ain't going back. You know what I'm saying? Garrick, do it, man. Do it.
Speaking of not going back, we are talking today about Xbox Game Showcases returning, more games from ID at Xbox, Microsoft Con, BlizzCon has been canceled. We're talking a lot of Xbox today, accidentally, and much, much more. Because this is Good Kraken's Death Ratio, and we are slashing through the podcast space to be your source for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time.
Hot
If
damn.
you want to get ahead of that curve, though, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. But if you spent all your credits at another shop, that's totally fine, because you can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have what, DJ Tom?
Prime Gaming.
You also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help us level up our game. But you can also support us by going over to our YouTube channel, clicking that bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there.
Review.
For now.
Yes, sir. I do have one thing to tell you, guys. During the last episode of 20,000 Films, I had DJ record an actual Prime Gaming snippet.
Yes.
So I can,
Did you really?
I just have to edit it and like make it sound cool, and I can do it on the press.
Are you gonna put it in the GK soundboard?
Yeah,
you
just
should put it in the GK soundboard.
I can do that. I can do
Like,
that.
that would be amazing, dude.
You can make that happen.
And then we could all use it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would
for sure.
love that.
I can make that happen. Yeah.
I want to see the community use that.
Hell yeah.
I would
That'd
love
be
to see the
fucking
community use it
So good. dude.
because
So
I
good.
heard from people from the community today when I was in a call. I heard somebody just go,
I hope them aliens are real so that I have more things to fuck.
and then they went, so what is that all from, Devin?
Good for them. Good for them for getting an answer.
And then I was like, have you heard of the Dracula flow?
If not, you should. You know what I'm saying? If not,
And
you should.
then the screen share happened.
Absolutely did.
And then it began.
Absolutely did. Garrick, yes, sir.
We just got some quick critical hits here to go over. Some bing bang bops.
Bing bang boom.
Some pieces of little things y'all might want to know about things we've got going on. Our podcasts are now available on all streaming platforms. And they're now being released at the 6 a.m. for the public releases, and between 11 and midnight, roughly, for our subscribers. So basically, they get uploaded basically right after the show. It's one of the first things we do for you guys. So if you missed the show for the live recording, but you are a subscriber here on Twitch and you want to get access to that right away, you can do so by joining our Discord and going to subscriber chat. Make sure if you are a subscriber, you're going and you're getting them bennies. We'll collect those on our Discord channel.
Yeah, get them bennies.
Right. Don't forget, we have all of our episodes from all of our shows on YouTube. And audio listeners, please be sure to go follow us on there to get more content. We have lots of things planned in the future. Also, if you guys are kind of new to our content this year, because I know we did like a big rebranding, we have like 300 episodes of like other content. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm being an asshole. you put listens instead of listeners.
But I read it as
You
listener.
did,
So
you
why
did.
did you highlight the typer? The typer. Jesus Christ.
Get fucked, Derek. Fuck you.
I'm literally owning myself over here. God fucking damn.
Get fucked,
The typer.
Derek.
Why did you highlight the typer?
The typer, man. That's you. You're the typer. It was you all along. You know what I mean?
God fucking damn it. Literally, I just want you guys to know that like those moments are worse when I'm under duress.
Oh, absolutely,
I'm
dude.
always under duress in this fucking show, which is why it happens a lot. God fucking damn it. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Is that the right episode of the Shipwreck Show? I don't even know if that's the right episode.
Bro. It's not,
I think we're
dude.
on
It's
117.
117. Super Show episode 117 is now available on all major podcast platforms, and that aforementioned YouTube that our listens can go check out. If
Yeah, go check that out. Listens.
thanks for being wonderful listens over here, good Kraken. We appreciate you guys.
We love all you listens. Yeah.
Be sure to join our Discord for more discussions, of watching, gaming, and listen parties.
Yeah. Listen parties.
Oh my god.
Can't wait
I'm
for
a
those.
mess. I'm so fucking sorry, everybody.
Hey.
Devin, why don't you tell everybody what we have next?
Well, just like we were before the show started, we were talking about the balance changes here in Helldivers. So I think it's time that we start talking about the meta minute of this show, as you would. Meta.
Wait, is it a minute or is it line of sight?
We're doing line of sight today, but it's okay.
Oh, it's line of sight.
It's
Sorry.
okay. We haven't done line of sight.
I read meta minute in the description, but yeah, line of sight. This is where we're going to talk about some news stories today.
That. I didn't even notice that was in there.
Yep. It was bold. It was highlighted.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It was highlighted.
Man, what a listen.
I am sorry, GK listens. So, but with that being said, I have something special for all you listens out there.
Hell yeah, you do.
Guys, the Xbox Games Showcase is returning June 9th, along with a special deep dive into the next installment of a beloved franchise. This is coming from Josh West over at Games Radar, or is it supposed to just be Games Radar?
There was a typer, sorry.
This is going to be read by me, Devin, today.
Yes.
My dear listens.
Hosts.
Microsoft Gaming will host its annual Xbox Games Showcase on Sunday, June 9th, 2024. The publisher promises that the event will feature games from our portfolio of studios across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and Xbox Games Studios, in addition to titles from our third-party partners, says a post on Xbox Wire. Xbox also confirms its plans to repeat the double feature format, which it introduced last year, where the main Xbox Games Showcase 2023 was immediately followed by a dedicated Starfield Direct live stream. While we don't know what the Xbox exclusive will be given the special deep dive treatment, Microsoft says that it will be the quote-unquote next installment of a beloved franchise. The Xbox Games Showcase will commence on June 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. It will be available to watch on demand at Xbox's YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook channels. This year's showcase will slot into a wider Summer Game Fest 2024 schedule following the cancellation of E3, and will most likely focus on upcoming titles for Xbox PC and Xbox Game Pass. No word yet on whether more titles will be unveiled as part of Microsoft's push of selected titles onto PS5 and Switch, following the release of Sea of Thieves, Grounded, and Pentiment in recent weeks. In fact, Microsoft is yet to detail what exactly will be shown, but there's a huge amount of potential here. The upcoming Xbox Series X games from Xbox Game Studios includes a Perfect Dark reboot from the Initiative, Playground Games Fable 4, Rare's Everwild, Compulsion Games South of Midnight, In Exiles, Clockwork Revolution, Undead Labs, State of Decay 3, and Obsidian Entertainment's Avowed and The Outer Wilds 2. Bethesda also has plenty to tease, including Arcane's Marvel's Blade, Machine Games' Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, as well as the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield's Shattered Space DLC from Bethesda Game Studios. As for Activision Blizzard, there's the Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expansion, World of Warcraft, The War Within, and the ever-present threat of a new Call of Duty. Even with all of this on the cards, we still have no idea what the 343 Industries, Double Fine, ID Software, Tango Gameworks, and the Coalition are currently working on. We'll know more in the coming weeks, but right now, all signs are pointing to this being one of the most anticipated Xbox games showcases in years.
Oh, boys, let's fucking talk about it, man. So not only is this just the best and greatest American holiday ever, official Shark Father Day, but having this be a really cool potential chance to see like an Xbox thing. I mean, listen, we're here talking about this, right? To put down our predictions. ... Question
I mean,
mark?
mostly, I just about to say, like, obviously, like, we kind of knew the showcase was coming. Like, we knew, like, that there was going to be one announced because we've already, like, the competitors have already been up and at it this year, in full force. And Xbox had, like, a smaller showcase to just kind of directly compete with, like, the first big PlayStation Direct of the year. But this is obviously like something like we did a live reaction to this showcase last year, and then subsequently the Starfield showcase that followed. But honestly, I'm really just curious as to what you guys think that deep dive into like the next installment of a beloved franchise is going to be. Do you think it's going to be like a first party? Because like obviously like there's a big umbrella of things that I've been looking at the image and trying to like do some deducing, and like one of the things I noticed right away was like the color palette they chose to use and like some of the background images, and like Ernell's literally chomping at the bit. So I'm gonna pass it off to you first.
Yeah,
Ernell. What do
Ernell
you
has an
think it's gonna
idea.
Baby boys, it's time, dude. It's time that we get a chance to see Fable fucking 4, dude. It's time. It's time for the new Fable.
So that's what you think.
I think it is
That's what you
time
think
for
the deep
Fable.
dive's gonna be. That's what you think
But
the
I
deep dive's
don't
gonna be.
Yeah, I
I
think so.
don't think the deep dive is Fable because
Okay.
from what I'm seeing in the image, we have it's three-headed dog. It's Cerberus in a sense, right?
Yeah, and it's like it's got like a military badge esque sort of like
Exactly.
pattern,
Mhm.
and Washington D.C. is in the background.
Yeah, I don't think it's Fable. I think Fable will be shown during the showcase, but I
Okay,
don't think it'll be the deep dive.
what do we know that has a Cerberus and a military badge?
I think it's State of
So
Decay.
Does State of Decay have Cerberus?
I think it's State of Decay 3.
Cerberi?
Three-headed dogs,
Oh,
military
okay,
background.
okay,
I think it's
okay.
State of Decay 3. State
that'd
of
be an
Decay was one of
interesting. That was a fairly
yeah,
popular like post-apocalyptic zombie for survival. Yeah.
Yeah, super
yeah,
goofy.
and I
You can,
think
like pick up umbrellas and shit and beat zombies with it. Great. It was a good time.
I think you're thinking of Dead Rising.
Oh, I am. Yeah, my mistake. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
State
I
of
haven't
Decay
I haven't played State of Decay, but I know of it.
It was fairly popular for years, like Xbox 360 and like early like Xbox One. It's been a very long time since we've gotten a release, and I think they're really going to be pushing State of Decay towards a big AAA like multiplayer survival.
That's what I was going to
like
ask. Is
MMO.
like, do you think that State of Decay is a big enough franchise for Xbox to justify an entire deep dive showcase for?
It's their own IP that they started from the ground up, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is it popular enough? You know what I mean? Like do enough?
I mean,
people
the
like
only
that
other
franchise?
thing that I could think of for that is going to be Call of Duty, and I don't want to give Call of Duty the spotlight.
Okay, so sure,
honestly.
maybe there's some wishful
That's
thinking there.
definitely
Yeah.
what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But like, do we have the potential to see? So we're officially full force. Like Blizzard and Activision are now under the Microsoft umbrella. They could be revitalizing a franchise we haven't necessarily seen something of.
This
And
would
that
be them
had-
revitalizing.
So, but I mean, State of
I mean,
Decay
is-
3 has already been confirmed to be in development.
Yeah, and it hasn't been talked about since it was announced, like what, 3 years ago?
Is this like what if we're?
But it's already
what if
got
we're-
they've already got like a logo set up for that, and like I'm not sure like if like unless they're completely shifting marketing as to what they want that to be. I don't know.
Possible.
But
Well,
I'm not sure
what
what,
if
like,
what if
what
we're
it would be.
overthinking this, right? What if we're overthinking the symbolism here? Like, what if that this like three-headed dog symbol thing? No, never mind. I rescind that. Because like a part of me was like, could that maybe be something that could be used as an asset in Splinter Cell, for example, right? That also looks like some, but because
That's
it's
a
up,
Ubisoft thing. That's a Ubisoft.
right,
Oh, yeah,
right,
Splinter Cell's
which is
Ubisoft.
why I was like, I rescind that because I was kind of like, I don't even think that's the right thing. This
Probably Call of Duty.
it probably
probably
is a Call of Duty thing, right? Which is like such a bummer
Yeah.
when we like
That
really
would
look at this. Which I
fucking
actually I should
suck.
probably show this for the people our watches at home.
Because rumors have been circulating that they're working on a new Call of Duty game that's made by Treyarch, and it's supposed to be Call of Duty Gulf War or whatever is the rumor of it. And like looking at the color palette, looking at the design of it as someone who's played a lot of Call of Duty in the past and also just really does not like the state of Call of Duty currently, personally, it looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's just such a bummer to think that that's what it could be. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah,
I
all
know.
that.
Like, yeah,
That would be supremely disappointed. Like, I wouldn't even be interested in watching like a deep, like, because that showcase for Starfield took an hour and a half. What could you possibly show me?
45 minutes. It was 45 minutes.
But still, like, what could you show me for 45 minutes about Call of Duty that I haven't already seen again and again and again and again and again for years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just man, because I mean, like, because here's the deal: if it is Call of Duty, and it so happens to be Black Ops, for example, is that maybe?
Hold on, though.
Yeah. Okay.
State of Decay uses orange in a lot of their designs.
Well, they do, but like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they could be doing a rebrand. Like that's why I mentioned the color palette.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because it's
yeah.
obviously gonna be one of their first party studios. They're not gonna dedicate a 45-minute showcase, like extra showcase, to a third party something or other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, like, I want to be hype about this in like every capacity, but at the same time, it's like, oh, dude, like this could be such a bummer ass thing that we like get for, you know, a good hour of fuckery from Xbox. Like it kind of it tempers our expectations a little bit. You know what I mean?
Wait a second.
Okay, waiting.
Washington D.C.'s in the background. There's a rumored remake of Fallout 3 since the FTC trials. Where does Fallout 3 take place?
Is that okay? Is that it could be, but is that a symbol that is used like in Fallout?
Is that something you recognize from Fallout 3? Like I know nothing, but
Fallout 3 is based in Washington D.C. But
does that logo look familiar? And does that look like something that will belong in the Fallout?
I mean,
like as an asset, right? I mean, a three-headed dog wouldn't be necessarily far-fetched. Like if we saw an actual three-headed dog in the game, we see two-headed bulls. You know what I'm saying? We see two-headed bears on the flag. We see two bald people. I'm sure there's a guy with three gonads in that game somewhere.
Undoubtedly.
I mean, like that would go crazy though. That would go crazy. Like a Fallout 3 like remake would be rad. It'd be disappointing for me as someone who's replaying Fallout 3 currently, but you know,
that's honestly why I'm not replaying it right now, is because of the imminent announcement of a remaster or remake of Fallout 3. And I do want to say that the Vault-Tec phone number that people called, you know, from the TV show, that had the guy screaming, if you texted it, the phone number, it would say we're going to see you in 33 weeks from the announcement of the show, like when it was shown in the show.
Right.
And 33 weeks from that was November like the beginning of November.
Right.
Right, and we
And
know that November's
historically-
like we know Bethesda likes to do shit in
Mhm.
November, just historically speaking.
Exactly. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this direct is Call of Duty, but I do think we're going to be seeing a Fallout 3 remaster or remake in some capacity at this showcase personally.
What about you, Garrick? What do you think?
I've really been racking my brain over it because, like, oddly enough, because like I was looking at the asset and I was trying to look at the image and like based off of like my gut impression, which I know this is now obviously false because like I have, I read the article and like showed like, but I was just like, oh, this looks like some shit out of Division, like straight up, like that was like immediately what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
So like I obviously know like this is going to be something military-esque related because obviously Division's fucking Ubisoft, so like that's not going to be it. Devin.
I just wanted to point out a very atrocious typo and misinformation from the article. It says Obsidian Entertainment's Avowed and Outer Wilds 2. It's not Outer Wilds.
It's Outer
it is
Worlds.
the Outer Worlds
Yeah.
2. I just wanted to put some correction there, Mr.
Yeah.
Well,
Josh
it's
West.
not even 2, it's just the Outer Worlds.
It's Outer Worlds 2.
There's no sequel to that game.
It's been announced. Yeah, they're working on it.
I think that's what it's.
Oh,
that's what that part.
they're
was,
talking
the
about a
paragraph
sequel.
was
I thought they were
saying,
talking about the previous
games that
existing
we
title.
can anticipate for. I have a gut feeling that this is going to be Call of Duty, and it's specifically going to be Black Ops.
I fucking hate that. That would
Black Ops Gulf
be
War.
utterly disappointing, especially after like I feel like that would be a gross misplace of faith on Xbox's part, like assuming that that's what people want to see after how fucking upset everybody was last year.
Because I could see in which now, because they saw the success of Modern Warfare 1 specifically, and I say that with a lot of intent there, that they probably were like, oh yeah, this is our chance to justify and pull a trigger on a Black Ops remake of some kind. Whether that's a remake, whether that's a direct sequel, I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't attest for that. But I could just, looking at this asset, it's Call of Duty as fuck. And the only Call of Duty like franchise that I know of that utilizes orange that heavily is Black Ops.
So apparently that particular logo, I'm literally doing some snooping as we're looking, and that it is a recolored version, an adapted version of a logo showed in Modern Warfare 3.
Called it.
Modern Warfare 3
I knew it
thing,
right
huh?
away. It was Call of Duty. I didn't want it to be.
So this will likely. So I think we're probably not far off about this being something Call of Duty related. That's profoundly disappointing if that is the case. But I don't know. Maybe they'll choose to surprise the fans with something worthwhile after the shit show of a release and just utter disappointment critically that game received, because obviously like it sold copies, they always do.
Yeah, of course.
But like there was a number of reasons that the community was not happy with that title, and I think maybe they're using this as an opportunity to try to bring people back onto their side of things now that Microsoft is in control.
Yeah.
I will say this, the state of Call of Duty is atrocious right now. Their anti-cheat is dog shit. It's like, as somebody who would play the game, throughout years, their anti-cheat is like, you scroll through TikTok and you see people cheating all the time playing this game.
Mhm.
Like you see it with the ESP, it's atrocious. It's the reason why I stopped playing, because like it used to be very rare that you would come across a cheater, right? But it's frequent, and there is like no anti-cheat in that game, and that game is known for its multiplayer specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I'm not a Call of Duty multiplayer player. That just has never been me. I'm strictly for the campaign. If the campaign's tight, sure, fine. Like the campaign for Modern Warfare 1 was really sick. I really liked it.
2 was good too.
I've heard quite
See,
the
and
opposite
I'm just over here
myself.
playing.
You're thinking of
freaking
3. There's
Ghost
Modern
Recon.
Warfare 1 was good, Modern Warfare 2 was good.
I am
Modern
thinking
Warfare
of
3
Yeah, I am thinking of 3.
was atrocious.
Yeah, what two was good. 2 was good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's an interesting situation that they're in regards to Call of Duty. I've talked about it before. Where like I have a hard time justifying spending that much money for an 8 to 10 hour gaming experience. Sometimes less, apparently, which is
Much
why I
less.
did not play the last one. But I don't know, man. I mean, like it's a bummer that we can have a moment of excitement for something like this, and then as we deep dive a little bit further, it becomes this sort of like, god damn it, man. Like, what are you guys gonna give this a rest, dude? Like, it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. But I suppose that, we'll see when the time comes in June on Shark Father Day. Official Shark Father Day, the greatest national holiday.
Official Shark Father Day now. Honestly, I'm excited to see more of Clockwork Revolution. That reminds me a lot of a BioShock type of taste.
Yeah,
There,
just I'm way more excited as a whole about just everything else the showcase has to offer,
Mhm.
especially
Yeah.
if this is going to be a Call of Duty like special showcase at the end, which will be ultimately disappointing. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely and the reason I wanted to discuss this showcase in particular is because I think it might be impacting our headlining topic for this evening based off of things. So I think I kind of wanted to touch on that. But yeah, it sounds like we think this is going to be Call of Duty. We hate that, but that's what we think it's going to be, and we hope we will be hopefully hoping that we are wrong. Come Shark Father official holiday
That's right,
on June
babe.
9th.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
until then, Ernell, why don't you give folks at home the rundown on what we have next?
My good sir, speaking of rundowns, I have a rundown of ID at Xbox 2024, specifically
Yeah, a lot of
April's.
Xbox news this
That is Xbox Indie Showcase that they do a couple times out of the year. And I have a comprehensive list here from Taylor Lyles over at IGN. And boys, we're going to do what we always do. We're starting from the bottom and working our way here, if you know what I mean. Drake said it.
Starting from the bottom, now we here.
And then as I read, you guys just kind of stop me as we go. For any that you want to put some input on, we can kind of go on from there. So firstly, we have Vampire Survivors Operation Guns DLC. Gets one more trailer before its May 9th release date, known as affectionately, as the Contra DLC. It's headed to all platforms early next month. We got another look at the DLC before it gets into players' hands, but the most interesting thing about the new trailer is that at the end, viewers get a quote-unquote one more thing, revealing that Brad Fang, a character who first appeared in Contra Hard Corps, will be in the DLC himself. So that's exciting. That's always exciting.
Dude, I haven't played Vampire Survivors at all, but I know that game is insanely popular.
It's insanely popular. The amount of people
Yeah,
that
my
are talking about
roommate
that fucking
plays
game,
it.
Jesus, man. I haven't touched
Yeah,
on
my
myself
roommate
either.
plays it.
I would like to. I'm definitely interested. It looks like a fun little, like chaotic little piece of work.
Yeah, for sure.
Dungeons of Hinterberg gets a colorful new trailer focusing on gameplay, fusion of social sim and action RPG genres with cel-shaded graphics. Dungeons of Hinterberg is set in the Austrian Alps, where players control Louisa, a law trainee suffering burnout who opts to drop the corporate life and trade it in for the rugged life of living in the wild and conquer dungeons. I don't know where I got danger there. My bad. That was a typer.
Danger, Mr. Robinson. It looks interesting. It kind of looks like it's taking a little bit from like Tears of the Kingdom.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude,
inspired,
definitely
for sure.
like the puzzling design is I mean, I
Mhm.
find it difficult to not find the Legend of Zelda puzzling design in all games
Oh, absolutely.
like this. Like just because like this definitely looks like a dungeon, like a traditional like dungeon puzzle action adventure sort of game. This is on my this is one of the games on my upcoming games I give a shit about list. So I've been keeping an eye on this one.
I like it. I like it. Over 15 games from the III Initiative Showcase will be playable on Xbox. That's right. Earlier this month, the III Initiative Showcase highlighted many indie delights that are headed shortly. Games such as Power World Arena and Cat Quest 3 appeared. Towards the end of the showcase, it was revealed that 17 games from that sizzle during ID at Xbox will be playable on Xbox. Another dub. Another dub for Xbox.
Nice.
Yep.
5 games published by Gamera Games are headed to Xbox Game Pass. Indie game developer appeared at ID at Xbox today, revealing that 5 games, Depersonalization, Firework, Volcano Princess, Kelperth, and The Rewinder are headed to Game Pass. All these games were released initially on PC before today's announcement.
I literally just installed the Rewinder. It's supposed to be like a narrative puzzle game based in Chinese mythology where you play as somebody called a Rewinder, and you interact with spirits, and you can go into people's memories and alter the past.
Well, that's pretty
I
rad.
actually
Pretty
just
rad.
installed that last night on my PC.
How's that not an anime? How'd that not make the anime cut? That sounds sick as shit. What do you? That's crazy.
It's got like it has like a very different sort of art style too. It definitely looked like it was like more of like a pixel hand drawn, which I know like that art style is like niche for some people.
Sure.
It looked really interesting to me though. I'm definitely gonna give it a go.
I'm into it, man. Promise Mascot Agency is the next game from the creators of Paradise Killer. Kaizen Gameworks, the developers behind Paradise Killer, are back with a sophomore title called Promise Mascot Agency. As the name implies, players run a mascot agency, and gameplay includes card-based battles. Mascot game, card game battler. That's sick. That's fucking funny.
Sounds fucking wild, dude.
Hangry.
I like how it's like the Japanese mascots too, like style mascots, so they're all goofy as shit.
Yeah, it's super fucking goofy looking. It's so anime. Hangry briefly appears at ID at Xbox. The snack and slash quote unquote RPG, in which players hunt down and eat monsters, briefly appeared at ID at Xbox, where players got a brief new look at gameplay.
This shit looks like a fever dream, dude.
Looks,
it's like
yeah.
so
it looks
I like the art
really
style.
weird. I like the art style too. It reminds me like of like cyberpunk and like a little bit of like Bioshock, with, like Bioshock mixed in. And yeah, Borderlands too. Like just sort of like the goofy aesthetic. I like IPs like this that are willing to take chances and just kind of do weird shit.
Yes, sir. Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter gets a new trailer. Still no release date, though. Oddbug Studios' upcoming Souls-like action RPG got a new trailer at ID at Xbox, flaunting more of its comic book 2D art style. Players will control Arlo, who is on a quest to defeat giant beasts and bandits that are scattered throughout the world. He's not eating them, unfortunately. So
Tales of Iron is a great fucking game. This looks like it actually has an even cooler aesthetic. I'm kind of fond of like the 2D side scrolling like Souls-like games. That's why I love like Salt and Sanctuary and Salt and Sacrifice. And this kind of fits into that realm as well.
All You Need Is Help is a quirky puzzle game from the creators of Pixel Junk Monsters. If you're looking for a silly, Silile is what they said, that's a typer, but cozy puzzle game, Q Games' next project is hitting the sweet spot. That's right, All You Need Is Help. The trailer indicates that puzzle game is a multiplayer game in which players have time and need to place their puzzle pieces in the correct position. That is coming out sometime this fall.
I actually think this would be a fun game for all of us to play.
I think this would be
like
a really
great
fun
splash
game,
damage game.
All you need is help, dude. We got to mark that down because that looks like a fun, goofy little one.
Yeah, I definitely think we should play that.
And no release date, but we do have a fall release window. So this will be this will be really wholesome, and we'll find a way to make it terrible.
Good, yeah, oh, absolutely, man. Like without even anybody having to ask us to do that. Farah, the Sundered Tribes, is out later this year. Massive Damage Studios has shared a new trailer for the game, an action RPG that fuses monster hunting with tribe management and building mechanics. The gameplay and screenshots resemble Monster Hunter World, and that is launching later this year.
This looks cool.
Yeah, this shit looks
Cool.
amazing, dude. The concept looks really interesting. The graphics look nice. I love a good indie like cel shaded art style. The fact that it's gonna have like like a tribe or like a community building mechanic alongside its like hunting mechanics. Looks really interesting, and the monster designs look really fun.
Look cool. They look cool in that. Sulfur is a contemporary shooter with old school vibes coming to Xbox. Contemporary first person shooter with roguelike elements and an old school design. One of the user defined tags on the game's Steam page describes it as a quote unquote boomer shooter.
I hate that.
That's so dumb. Looking at the previous trailer and the one that appeared at ID at Xbox, gameplay might remind people of the older Doom and Wolfenstein games. That's interesting because that's not what I get out of that. Gameplay wise,
that's definitely what it looks like. It just art style, not at all.
Yeah, art style is nowhere near that, but it'll be interesting to see. Times and Galaxy gets a June release window. Copy Chaser Games' upcoming point and click game Times and Galaxy will be available on PC and Xbox sometime in June, the best month of the year. Payers, wow, another typer. Control a robot, the first robot reporter for the prestigious Times and Galaxy newspaper. The reporter is asked to find stories across the galaxy as an intern hoping to get a scoop. Goofy looking game. Jackbox Games is finally getting an adult themed party pack coming this year. Adult Jackbox players wishing for an adult themed party pack can stop praying, as Jackbox Games announced today that it's finally making one. Jackbox Naughty Pack is coming sometime this year. While there's no information on what games will be included in the party pack, the announcement reminds us of how Apples Apples and Cards Against Humanity exist, with the Naughty Pack taking a darker and more provocative twist. So here's the deal, right? As long as this game fixed the data breach issues that it was having earlier or middle of last year, cool. Let's play the fuck out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely, can we play the fuck out of this, right? Because like anytime that we can be gross and disgusting, I will take it. I'll happily take it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're absolutely playing it. Let's see.
You know, I'm interested to see how gross and disgusting this game will be, to see if it's streamable still.
Devin, do you know how many terrible, awful things we've said live?
Being able to make it not streamable.
No, it's just, is the content in the game gonna be okay for TOS?
Let's find out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Let's find out.
I think it will be, just given the fact that it's like a community designed game.
I think it won't be,
but
and we should test that theory.
I think people are going to abuse the shit out of it and make it something worse than it is.
We should see how far we can take it. You know what I mean? Let's see how long it takes Twitch to stop our stream, to shut our stream down. That's what I want. That's what I want.
What if Good Kraken just got
how many times
first time, we'd only get like a 3-day.
How many times? Let's test it out right now. How many times do we have to talk about using her as a bowling ball? Before Twitch shuts us down.
Wait, what?
You know yeah, you put two in, and then you put one in the other hole, and then you like a bowling ball. You know what I'm saying? Like a bowling ball.
My bitch looks like David Hasselhoff.
Stampede Racing Royale is a battle royale racing game with 60 players on the course. While Mario Kart is still the franchise that dominates the kart racing subgenre, it is still limited to Nintendo hardware. So Sumo Digital's Stampede Racing Royale might give Xbox players something to fill the Mario Kart void. A racing game that fuses kart racing and battle royale, Stampede has 60 players burning rubber on the course. The gameplay and power-ups are similar to those in a Mario Kart game, combined with the goofiness found in Mediatronic's platform battle royale game, Fall Guys.
I was going to be like, literally, this looks like Mario Kart Fall Guys, and I want to play the fuck out of this.
I fucking want to play it so bad.
Is this going to be on Game Pass? Is this going to be?
God, I probably will. It probably will. I would assume that
this seems like a Game Pass ass game.
I would assume that most of the games on this list will be on Game Pass, to be honest.
You know what's actually really fun? The rocket racing in
Fortnite.
Yeah, it's actually really fun. Yeah, I've played it quite a bit.
I've heard good things. I mean, Fortnite's yet to fail us, to be honest with you. Keylocker is out this summer on PC and Xbox. A turn-based cyberpunk action game, Keylocker will be released on PC and Xbox sometime this summer.
This looks great.
It looks fucking dope, dude. Set in a world where music is outlawed, players control a singer. Developer Munana explained on the game's Steam page that the Mario and Luigi RPG series and Chrono Trigger inspired Keylocker. Holy fuck. That
This
sounds
looks
dope.
fucking great.
This
That-
looks like the premise of the game looked awesome. They had me like set in a world where like music is outlawed and you're playing as like basically like a repressed like
I'm
music
playing
artist.
this. I'm
It's
fucking
gonna be
playing
fucking
this.
awesome.
Yeah, that
This is
sounds sick.
speaking to me. I feel my old Game Boy Advance SP nostalgia seeping through on this right now.
It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be super dope. Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage gets a new trailer, but no release date. Announced at the 2023 Game Awards, Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage is the next project from Don't Nod, the creator of Life is Strange. Unlike Don't Nod's previous story-driven choose-your-own-adventure games, which were set in a more modern period, Lost Records is set in 1995. The latest trailer oozes 90s nostalgia with kids skateboarding and footage of the trailer being recorded, quote-unquote, from a 90s era camcorder. So this is the one with like the 4 girls and like a forest and shit like that we saw at Game Awards. I want to play it so fucking bad. I love Life is Strange.
I'm really looking forward to Bloom and Rage like a lot.
I love anything Don't Nod gives us. They like that is another team that has yet to fucking fail us.
They make great, like super powerful narratives. Like and this looks like it's going to be a little bit darker in tone than some of their last games.
Yeah,
and that's what's really got me kind of interested. It looks like they might even kind of veer into thriller territory.
It's going to be sick, man. Centum is an 8-bit point-and-click adventure game coming this summer. If you like 8-bit visuals and point-and-click adventure games, Centum might be worth adding to your watch list. The gameplay from the reveal trailer reveals that the game will shift between medieval and modern settings. Centum is out this summer. It looks interesting. This one looks very
It looks
interesting.
fucked.
Yeah, looks super fucked, but looks really, really cool. Like conceptually speaking,
I want to
right?
know how they're gonna blend like the two different time periods and like into what's like it. I don't know. It just looks like it's gonna be weird, like in a good way.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to explain it. World War II era game Commandos Origins is getting a closed beta this summer. Claymore Game Studios has provided a new look at the next entry in the Commandos franchise. Set in World War II, players control Jack O'Hara, or one of his 5 companions, in a series of missions that's set in quote-unquote historically authentic World War II environments. Closed beta is set to be held sometime this summer. Not for me, but
It's a twin
for something.
stick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it looks cool for what it is, but I'm just I don't know about you guys. I'm tired
Commando's
of World War II
popular.
games.
It's World War II is it's like my personal favorite setting
Sure.
for like war games.
Okay.
World War I and World War II. So I don't ever get tired of them really personally. That's just me.
Sure, okay.
But I do feel like they're not all executed equally.
Yeah, that's
So-
fair. That's fair.
Dude, I miss the old Medal of Honor games.
This War of Mine was one that I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
make exceptions for because that one was really, really good. But yeah, just generally speaking.
Yeah, dude. I just want like the only like World War I, World War II game like I've had any interest in playing recently is that new. There's 2 of them. They're like horror games. Like there's one of them's called Trench Tales, and the other one's called Ad Infinitum.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You should play Devin. Which one was it? Was it Battlefield 0? Was it 0 or 1?
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield
there you go.
1
You
is
should-
my
That
favorite
one's
fucking
really
Battlefield.
good.
I
I
Holy
actually
shit.
love
Yeah.
that fucking game.
Yeah, that was
I
good,
actually
man.
just re-downloaded it to play it again.
I remember
I love
playing
that
that and
fucking
just
game.
being like, God damn, this game is fucking ill, dude. Like, that game is so sick,
Yeah.
man. Oh, boy. Pal World is getting a massive update with new pals this summer. Are we going to have to jump back in, boys? Pal World, the indie darling that has become a breakout hit for Xbox early into 2024, is getting a big update this summer that includes the introduction of 4 new pals. More interestingly, the trailer showed a flamethrower weapon being wielded by a player. Previously, players who wanted to use a flamethrower in Pal World needed a Fox Sparks to replicate a flamethrower. I never even got to the first boss in Pal World. I went into
beat it.
I went
this
to
summer.
I went into Devin's server that he made. I found a nice quiet little spot somewhere random in the map where nobody could fucking find me. And I made a little base and I spent like all night doing it. and I never fucking played again.
I beat the shit out of that game. Spoiler alert, I'm taking down the server because nobody uses it anymore.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
But I did every single boss. I got all the legendaries. I did everything in that game.
God
all of
damn,
it.
man. God damn, dude. That's more time.
And
than I
I haven't played that game in like a month and a half, really. Like I just haven't. But like I beat the shit out of that game when it launched.
Well, I'm hoping maybe this will sell me back, and we'll see how it goes. We got two more.
I mean, I'll have to start all over because my server world is going to be gone. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, maybe we'll play together at that point then. Guys, two more, and we got a couple bangers here. 33 Immortals closed beta is set for late May. That's right, we already signed up. If you're looking for a co-op roguelike game with 32 of your friends, 33 Immortals is the game for you. Excuse me, a little burpy. The top-down action game has beautiful hand-drawn visuals, reminiscent of Spiritfarer, combined with constant on-screen action from something like Vampire Survivors. 33 Immortals closed beta is set for May 24th. I know Devin did. Did you get yours, Garrick? You got yours all signed up for? You put your email in there?
I signed up with both of my emails just to be sure.
Ooh,
I did the same thing, actually. I used my personal email and my gaming email.
Yeah, I should probably do that too. I got 3 emails, so technically 4. But the fourth one is.
We should use the good Kraken one, so that way if one of us doesn't get it, then
have a backup. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Good thinking. And then lastly, boys, Aster Blade of the Monolith is out on May 30th. Originally announced as Monolith Requiem of the Ancients before the rebranding, Astor Blade of the Monolith is a hack and slash ARPG. Players control the titular character Astor as he ventures off to unravel the mystery regarding the disappearance of the Ancients. This game looks dope. This game looks sick.
It looks like a modern take. It looks like a modern take of some of like my favorite like old school games. Definitely gives me like Legend of Zelda or like vibes, or shit. There was or even like Spyro vibes or like Collectathon. But
you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
The combat looks like it's got some good weight to it. I love the art style and the aesthetic that they've kind of got going on here. It kind of reminds me of Solar Ash.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Absolutely. All right, boys. Well, that is going to be all from our ID at Xbox rundown here, and now I give it back to Garrick to lead us the way, sir.
Absolutely. We just have one last little thing for the line of sight for y'all today. We are just going to be running down games releasing this week. I'm just going to give these to you rapid fire. Just going to give you the titles and the platforms that they will be releasing on. So first up, this released on Sunday at the beginning of the week. Before the podcast, we have El Shaddai: Ascension of the Metatron HD remaster. That's going to be available on Switch as of right now. You can also available also today is Braid Anniversary Edition. That's out now on all platforms, including Linux and mobile. We've got Front Mission 2 Remake available on all platforms. We've got Sea of Thieves also out today on PlayStation 5. Endless Ocean Luminous is now available, or that will be available on Switch on May 2nd. Excuse me. We have Indica coming out on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series XS on May 2nd. Madison will be coming out on PlayStation VR 2 this week on May 2nd. I don't know why the fuck you'd ever want to play that game in VR.
For sure.
We've got MotoGP 24. That is going to be on all platforms, also on May 2nd. And then we have Surmount coming out also May 2nd on Switch and PC. So those are the titles coming out according to the highlight titles according to Game Informer. Obviously, there are many games that are coming out via indie channels that we will likely miss. That's just the nature of the game. But if any of those titles interest you, those are available on many different platforms. Now, it's time to get into the meat and the taters
Meat
of
and
the episode.
taters. Meat and taters.
You know,
Mhm.
the entree of the episode, if you will, the end game of the episode, if you will.
Endgame. We really do get fucking splash screens, right? Jesus Christ. Anyways, continue.
So, this evening, we are discussing the cancellation of BlizzCon 2024 because showcases being canceled is not commonplace in the video game world, folks. We only really started seeing this sort of thing happen after E3 kind of started. I mean, obviously, COVID had a much wider impact and made it kind of normal for these things to get canceled. But we're mostly through that now, and a lot of these events have since returned. But this year, BlizzCon will not be happening. So I have an update on this year's BlizzCon and Blizzard's 24 live events. This is just straight up. This is from Blizzard Entertainment. This was published on April 25th, so last week, and it reads as follows. After careful consideration over the last year, we at Blizzard have made the decision not to hold BlizzCon in 2024. This decision was not made lightly, as BlizzCon remains a very special event for all of us, and we know many of you look forward to it, myself included. While we're approaching this year differently, and as we have explored different event formats in the past, rest assured that we are just excited as ever to bring BlizzCon back in future years. Over the next few months, we'll be sharing more details about our launches coming later this year, including World of Warcraft: The War Within, Diablo 4's first expansion, Vessel of Hatred, to celebrate these upcoming releases and bring our communities together in new and special ways. We will soon share some exciting plans for other industry trade shows and conventions like Gamescom. We can't wait to tell you more about those plans soon. We're also looking forward to the Overwatch Champions series stops at both DreamHack Dallas and DreamHack Stockholm, and we're thrilled to be planning multiple global in-person events to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Warcraft, which will be held in addition to the in-game celebrations across Warcraft games throughout 2024. While these events are distinct from BlizzCon, we're harnessing all of our creativity and imagination to assure that they carry the same spirit of celebration and togetherness. Our hope is that these experiences, alongside several live-streamed industry events that will keep you up to date with what's happening in our games universes, will capture the essence of what makes Blizzard's community so special. No matter how you choose to connect with us at these events this year, whether it be in person or virtually, we can't wait to see you there. Obviously, we just kind of previously talked about the big Xbox Games Showcase coming up later in June, and how that will likely largely feature some of these Activision Blizzard games in their showcases as well. And it sounds like they do have some contingent sort of plans and events planned around their larger franchises that are already in place for the year, right? Like Overwatch, Diablo, and, the 30th anniversary of World of Warcraft. And also not mentioned here, which is kind of crazy, is the 20th anniversary, or the 30th anniversary of Warcraft, and the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft. So this is unprecedented. They've never really canceled any of these. They didn't cancel any of these even through the pandemic. BlizzCon remains strong, even just as a virtual event. So I just kind of want to open up, and whoever feels like they have something to kind of pitch in first. Like, what do you guys think the cancellation of this event really means this year? And do you think they're allocating all of their eggs into other baskets, or do you think they're holding some things close to their chest for BlizzCon in later years? Devin.
I definitely think they're holding some things close to their chest for possibly next year. But I think the reason I think that the redacted showcase, the deep dive into a franchise, is going to be kind of like a pseudo BlizzCon in a sense, because if it is Call of Duty, it is Activision,
Right.
which owns Blizzard, and I feel like they're going to sprinkle some updates of Blizzard games the uh um within the showcase. And good God, I hope this Xbox showcase is around an hour and a half to 2 hours, because it kind of needs to be with how many studios and games that they're working on. Like, nobody likes to sit through a 3 hour showcase, but like with how much they have going on, it kind of needs to be that, if you think about it. I hate to say it, but I the other part of me just says, with the updates to these games, I don't think they have anything to show that's worth throwing a BlizzCon for. I don't think they have anything to really show this year, and that's fine. You know, um, why get everybody's hopes and expectations up? They've had BlizzCons in the past where a lot of people have been disappointed because it's not the news that they want to hear about IPs that they love. And I
Mhm.
just don't think they have anything new to show besides some updates to some of the games and some collabs that they're doing with their seasonal content. I don't think anything new is particularly ready.
Honestly, yeah, I really agree, especially with that second statement. I just don't think that Blizzard has a ton of reason to do a BlizzCon this year. I mean, yeah, like they have lots of things that they're celebrating, but all of those things that they're celebrating seem to be pretty unique and distinct events that they want to highlight uniquely and individually. Like obviously the 30th anniversary of Warcraft is going to be a big deal for Blizzard. It is like their oldest franchise and IP, if I recall. If I'm wrong, please correct me, somebody. um so I feel like we're obviously going to do some special events to highlight that specifically. But I think with like the big Diablo 4 expansion, Vessel of Hatred coming up, which I do believe is supposed to launch. It's planned for a release later this year. I bet you we see it around holiday times. If my hunch is correct. That they really they want to highlight those individually and distinctly, and they kind of want to them give those things kind of like their own opportunity to shine. Because I know for me personally, as somebody who regularly tuned into BlizzCon each and every year, I was in the camp of being quite disappointed, especially because I felt like for the last few years it's mostly just been stuff around Overwatch and not even stuff I care about. And I feel like a lot of people are really just kind of oversatiated on like the Overwatch announcements and like the overhype that they've been building around those at BlizzCon, especially because they haven't been able to deliver that hype in game since Overwatch 2's launch, right? And then a few years prior to that, we had the announcement of Diablo Immortal, and we all remember how that went. It basically got turned into a giant meme. Nobody talks about that game at all currently. They've got no reason to update it or provide any updates to the community on it. I really agree with Devin. I don't think they've got a reason to do a large individual showcase for them exclusively. I think they just see a bunch of other worthwhile uh showcases happening this year, and they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to make our appearances at those, and we'll just make sure that when we do appear at those, we make strong showings."
Yeah, man. I mean, two things. One, I agree with you guys. I think flat out they just didn't have anything to show this year. Um, and I think that is actually fucking insane. It's the 30th anniversary of World of Warcraft, dude. Like that's fucking bonkers. But secondly, they last year was the first time they have ever had in the history of BlizzCon that it did not sell out, and I think that makes an impact. Where they were probably at the point where they're like, you know what? Maybe not this year because we spent a bunch of money on it last year and it didn't turn out the way that we were fucking hoping it would. And I can see them in a situation where like we don't really have much. Contrary to popular belief, last year didn't do that great. Why put forth the money to put this on this year just to potentially have the same fucking thing happen and have people be super pissed that we once again didn't have shit to fucking give people. So why avoid why have the disappointment at all? You know what I mean? But again,
100%.
to me, it's fucking crazy they don't have anything on the 30th anniversary of World of Warcraft. That is nuts to me.
Well, or the really large expansion that's supposed to be coming to Diablo 4. It's supposed to goddamn add a whole other continent. We're talking about accessing a whole other section of the map. Like that's not a big deal. And like I don't know, like it's really interesting to me because we have Diablo 4 Season 4 coming up just this next month. And it's basically being like a massive rework of the loot system of the game. And like, sure, they're doing like a lot of their own personal press, but it's honestly a large enough change that like, I felt like they could have timed it, the launch of this loot rework around something so that they could have highlighted it a little bit better. It just seems like they're doing a lot of internal restructuring and right now, and they're being very cautious about when they're choosing to make themselves like socially present. I think that obviously like the specific like mention of Gamescom, like that's probably when we're gonna see some of that World of Warcraft stuff. I also think Gamescom is when we're gonna see our next trailer for Vessel of Hatred. But if not at Gamescom, then Summer Games Fest. Like I think it'll be one or the two.
And that's kind of
the
only real ways I would be able to get those things. I mean, like the 2.5 here as well is kind of the unspoken part, right? The part that needs to be said loudest. They just got done laying off a fuck ton of people, and realistically speaking, I don't think they fucking have the resources right now to be worried about a fucking convention currently.
And like, honestly, they would look like whole asses
if like fucking assholes
if they ended up just, you know, basically like doing this massive convention saying they've got all these projects underway and they just like let off 1,900 fucking people.
Just
you're like, okay, you have all this shit going on and nobody to work on them. Like the fuck,
it'd be super disappointing. Devin had his hands up earlier. Sorry.
Oh yes, so sorry.
Yeah,
Devin.
I was looking it up just to see how many people played Diablo Immortal. It peaks at 37,000 players.
Oh, I thought
a day.
Stop at 37, and I was gonna be like, "Oh fuck!"
Right, and 37,000 players, like that's a sustainable community for a game like that. But also, I guarantee you, like it's boiled down to whales at that point, right? Like 36,000 players, a good chunk of that are either people that just love Diablo so much they're willing to just play it anywhere, or they're actively investing like a fuck ton of real life money into this game. And so like, which is crazy because like I wonder what like Diablo 4's like its numbers are comparatively, because I'm assuming it's probably quite a bit
Let's
higher.
find out.
Yeah,
let's find out.
Dylan's gonna find out right now for us. Actually, it's crazy, dude. I mean,
I think the biggest turnoff to me is how asinine Blizzard's like paywalls have been for a lot of their content. Like it's just been really disappointing. We all played Diablo 4. I actually played it quite a bit. I did a few characters. I beat that
got
game.
over 100 hours in that game.
But as soon as they axed all of my builds, I stopped playing. I stopped.
Yep.
I was just like, nope.
See, Devin, which is why you need to be one of those people that comes back in the next rework in here in 2 weeks, because like they're basically revitalizing the loot system of the game. But it's crazy to me that like they're not doing like more announcements and like, or like, yeah, sure, we had the fireside chat, but that's fucking like that's just for Diablo fans. Like unless that got put on like the larger Blizzard like outlet, like nobody's gonna know about that shit. And there's also so many people that have already feeling burned on like what Diablo 4 did during its season 1 like launch, which was trash everybody's fucking builds. That like it's interesting that we're not getting more showcases, and if this was on the table from them for them from the beginning of the year, they should have been doing smaller virtual showcases to compensate from the jump. We're fucking 5 months in. 5 months in, and shit all from Blizzard so far this year. That's disappointing as fuck, considering they're releasing an expansion in, what, 3 months?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I looked it up. By the way, I did re-download Diablo 4. I did re-download it already. Just thought I'd let you know
Word.
that. So 24-hour peak on Steam, on the Steam database, 7,544.
Wow.
That's how many people
more
are playing
than
Diablo
double
4.
the amount of people on Immortal. That's crazy.
No, Immortal has
Less.
more people.
Immortal has more.
Okay.
Immortal has more
mean-
than 3 times the amount. Has 4 times the amount.
For sure.
actually.
Okay.
On Steam, of course, like there
On
is
Steam,
like the factor
but-
that Diablo has a
Gotcha.
it has its own launcher, which doesn't track things. It's and it's cross-platform, cross-progression on all consoles.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked it up. That I just wanted to get the Steam part out of the way.
Right.
On everything,
Mhm.
it has 160,000 users total.
see,
And
which
that's in the last
is
hour.
significant, which is significantly more. But
Mhm.
for an online multiplayer game from Blizzard, specifically one tied to the Diablo franchise, them's fucking rookie numbers. Because I know that when Diablo 3 was in its prime, with its seasonal impacts, like rolling out every month, that game was peak, and there was a lot of fucking people playing those games and engaging in those seasonal leaderboards, which I'm hoping season 4 revitalizes that. But I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of Blizzard and Activision titles show up at the Xbox Game Showcase in June. I think we're going to see them again at Gamescom. I think we're going to see them again at fucking Summer Games Fest, and then honestly, I bet you after that we don't see much of a showing from them from the remainder of the year. They don't really do a ton at making an appearance around Game Awards, so I feel like they're gonna put they're gonna bank a lot on summer showcases and try to have a strong winter release for whatever they've got planned. Or no, you had your hand up?
Yeah, so I very just goofily went because when we were talking about the numbers, I was kind of like, what is an online multiplayer that we can sort of like compare this to for a baseline, right? So I was like, fuck it, let's go look at Destiny. So Destiny currently in the past hour,
I laugh already.
I know, right? Had 125,278 players in the past hour.
Is that just on Steam?
That's in as a whole. That's as a whole, all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that I giggled at was Destiny 2 has lost in 30 days 14,239,000 players. In 30 days, that's how many people are no longer playing the game.
I'm one of those people too.
I know that that's extremely topical. Obviously, there's some information there that is, being not put together. But holy fuck, there's so many people, dude. Yeah, and
guess what?
Go ahead.
Helldivers 2 in the last 24 hours had 125,353 just on Steam. That's not even counting PS5.
Dude, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, that's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good game.
It just
Good game.
yeah. Well, and honestly, I was like Diablo 3 is still pulling like it's still pulling 100,000 a day. Honestly, which is right at that game fucking released in 2011. So I don't know. It's just I feel like this is a very interesting move, but I don't think it's necessarily an unintelligent one from them. I actually think that this is a very smart move. They don't necessarily need to do like BlizzCon if they feel like they can make strong showings at the various other showcases and physically and virtually throughout the year. I also bet that whatever they do end up announcing for the Warcraft 30th anniversary will be like a big blowout bash. They'll probably make a big deal of that. But I don't know. It's the timing of this just seems a little weird. It seems I don't know if like they're like the dust has finally settled on like the acquisition and now all of the new pieces are in place and that's finally why this decision got made, because like it just feels weird to cancel it, because when does BlizzCon normally held?
Q3, if I remember correctly. I feel like it's in that sort of like September time.
Here, let's see. When was
BlizzCon dates?
So it typically takes place in November.
Yes,
so they're
okay.
pretty far ahead of their own curve, but that also means that they're going to have to bank a lot more on doing earlier showcases and releases throughout the year, that's not Blizzard's style. So they're really going to be switching things up as far as how they start announcing and updating their communities throughout their content, and I think those changes have to do with the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. I think from a marketing standpoint, Microsoft obviously has a big leg up, and I think they've got some people involved now. They're going to be like, all right, let's assist you guys with making this year a good fiscal year for you guys, because you just laid off 1,900 fucking people, and you guys need to figure out what the fuck we're going to be doing for the next 10 years going forward. And we need, and quite frankly, they need their fans back on their side, because between the contention caused by the acquisition, right, through various communities, because like there was the monopolization discussion that was going around, and the lawsuit against just Activision and Blizzard as a whole with their piss poor practices and having an unsafe company culture and work environment. Like, it good for them for realizing that they need to fucking lay low this year, and they do. Like, they need to lay low this year, and I think them just being a part of other showcases is going to allow them to be present in all of the spaces that they need to be present in, while also dialing back their personal brand's forefront to allow themselves the opportunity to fix their fucking image with their community and their fan base.
I thought you were gonna say hold back their pride while they're being present.
No, they have no fucking pride, and they shouldn't have any, because they've got nothing to be prideful about. They need to fix their shit, especially over recent years.
I was definitely thinking Prezoud for a second.
Yeah, I was thinking Prezoud as well. Yeah,
so
proud and present. Yeah, I mean, like, it's I can't tell necessarily if this is as much of a Blizzard decision as it was an Xbox decision.
Yeah, right. That's how it feels to me too.
Which is interesting. I mean, like, because you don't see Blizzard making good business decisions like this ever.
Nah, I bet you if the acquisition didn't happen, they just would have ran with this year as normal.
100%. And so it's interesting because it's different. And I mean, like, we're in a different landscape now, because obviously when we have a company like Xbox that now has this massive acquisition that they're kind of handling and juggling, and it's still really, really fresh. Like, it's kind of cool in a way of like, oh, the game industry is kind of changing things. I mean, like, who knows, like, what showcases,
the world is healing.
But war never changes, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's cool in the sense of we're kind of seeing the industry make a little bit of a shift now, right? Because we saw initially that shift was, we're not going to do any conventions at all. because people would rather have digital showcases. And then now people are kind of like, no, I kind of miss those physical showcases. I kind of miss those conventions. And then apparently people go to those and they just get fucking COVID like 8 different times over. So they're still kind of like in this weird in between section where we're like, do we commit to just going and doing conventions, or do we like maybe not? Like, do they have to be worth putting the money towards an event like that in order for us to justify doing it? Yes, the answer is yes, obviously. But I mean, it's cool. It's cool in that way where it's like, okay, like we're finally kind of seeing an impact physically, a tangible impact that Xbox could be having on Blizzard. Right, that isn't just what's his fucking face fucking off, Bobby Kotick. It's something a little bit more. It's another step in that direction of like, wow, Xbox could actually be doing something to fix Blizzard's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we wanted when we heard this 100%. Announcement that Xbox is taking the fuck over. We're like, fuck yeah, dude. That means Phil Spencer can go in there and just swing cock for like 13 hours a day and just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is
why we don't have opportunities.
Except for he won't be swinging cock, because that's what got Blizzard in trouble in the first place.
I mean, listen, that's why I was excited for Xbox Takeover, was to see some swinging cock, dude. That's what I wanted. And just drop the fucking hammer, dude. Like, on their first board meeting, do you think he like rolled in there? He's like, all right, dog. And just let that bitch hang out, you know what I'm saying? He's just he
just rolled across the conference table like
you know what happened? He wore some gym shorts that when he sat down, they were just a little too short.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying, man. Just a little bit of cock right underneath. You know what I'm saying?
Do you guys remember that scene in Shoresy with Michaels in his apartment?
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay, boys. Before we devolve any further here, does anybody
he just rolls in there? He just rolls in there.
Does anybody have any final capstone thoughts on the cancellation of Blizzard?
I was thinking. I was
you want to know what?
thinking.
I've made my decision. There's no cap. You guys get no capstone thoughts. We're done. You're fucking done. I've made.
We're not doing BlizzCon this year, gentlemen.
BlizzCon is not happening this year. I think we three here have come to the general consensus that it is mostly a good idea.
What are we doing for the 30th year anniversary of World of Warcraft, fellas?
It's like,
I don't fucking know, Ernell, but what I can tell you is what we have going on for the remainder of the week. Thursday, we are coming back with some splash damage. We are jumping into Sea of Thieves. We are celebrating the PlayStation 5 launch this week and Season 12's launch this week. And they're adding in a lot of new fun stuff to the game. So whether you're a veteran and you haven't played in a while, or you're a newcomer looking to pick it up on PlayStation, but you're not sure if the game's for you, come watch us on Twitch at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. We also have one last podcast episode for you guys this week of 20,000 Films Under the Sea. We will be talking, is re-releasing films in theaters worth it? So that's what we will be discussing this Friday, again at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. But please, folks, let us know how you guys feel about the cancellation of BlizzCon 2024 this year in the comment section below or in our Discord channel, because this has been Kraken's Death Ratio, your choice of all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. If you've liked what you've heard here, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before we go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel and searching Death Ratio and leaving us a review there. Until next time, Jesus fucking Christ, I hate this show.
I bawled so hard they thought I was a fucking nutsack.
So, what are we doing for Overwatch?